Jimmy Butler is fed up with the attitude of the younger teammates. It sounds particular. Wow. I mean, this is to me such something really dumb for Jimmy Butler to say. Look, I understand it. Look, but you gotta remember, it's a young Wolves team, okay? The Wolves are just getting younger, and if they keep Jimmy Butler, they're gonna be one day an NBA champion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're gonna win it next year. Don't get me wrong. This team is young, but they're still developing. They're still trying to get players to come. But this is what you gotta be concerned about. Like, literally, this is what you gotta be concerned. Don't get me wrong about Jimmy Butler. I think he's a marvelous talent. And I think the Wolves have got to do something to keep him. I personally do believe that. I think Jimmy Butler is a great all-star. Honestly, I think he's like, what now? 3 or 5-time all-star? I can't remember. You guys can leave comments down below about that. I know he made the last one, but he was not played. But he was a bench player. But still, Jimmy Butler at this point, you guys are going to hate me when I'm going to say, he's so far the Minnesota Timberwolves this season. I know what you're thinking. TG, you are a fool. It's Karl Anthony Towns. It's Cat. Yeah, I know. At the same time, it's not, though. Because when the Wolves lost, before they lost Jimmy Butler, the Wolves... Hold on. Sorry about that. But the Wolves, though, before he ever got hurt, they were the number 3 seed. And who knows? They could have been probably a number 2 if they kept Butler. I don't have any proof to do that, to show you guys that, but maybe they could have. You never know. Not only that, Jimmy Butler was a closer. He closed the games of the Minnesota Timberwolves this year. And when he got hurt, the Wolves all fell down to the number 8 seed. And honestly, that just tells you what the Wolves could have been. And honestly, Jimmy Butler, like I said, is a closer. He is a phenomenal guy. And the recent reports of where he has been with the one and only Kyrie Irving. So what could this mean with the Wolves and with the Celtics? Honestly, that would be a sick team actually with Jimmy Butler. But this is what concerns me about the Wolves next season. Let's say they lose Jimmy Butler. I will not have them in the playoffs. I certainly would not have them in the playoffs if they lose Jimmy Butler. Right now, they're maybe, and I say maybe because of LeBron going to Los Angeles, and, well, OKC still getting Paul George, and the Utah Jazz are getting stronger because they're young. But in the Lakers, like I said, they got LeBron. Lakers got LeBron and all that bull crap, and they're trying to get Damian Lillard, and I'm not sold with that. Sorry about that. But still, Jimmy Butler is the closer of the Wolves. Reason why they were the 8th seed because he got hurt. Honestly, he could have made this team probably a 2nd seed, maybe. They definitely would have won the division, and if they would have to play the Pelicans, think about that matchup. Who would you pick in that scenario? The Pelicans have what they did against the Blazers, but against the Wolves, with a healthy Jimmy Butler. How would you think the Wolves would have been if Jimmy Butler never got hurt all year? Honestly, they would be the 3 seed. I think they would have won their division. But the fact of the matter is about these Wolves with Jimmy Butler. This is why the Wolves have got to mature. The Wolves are a great team, but they have to mature. Okay, look, this is a man's game. This is no longer little kid type of game. This is the man's game. You can't just have complaints and all that. And you know what? Honestly, I would not be surprised if the Lakers try to go after him. I really wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. But really, I think that the Wolves will do whatever it takes to keep Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler is an underrated shooting guard to me. That's why I personally think, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think it's kind of underrated. I mean, back then when he was the Bulls, everybody noticed him. I think no one really notices him in the Minnesota Timberwolves that much because, well, it's in the Northwest Division. No one talks about the Northwest Division unless it's now OKC, and really that's the most they talk about. They don't mention the Jazz, they don't mention the Nuggets or the Blazers or the Wolves. It's mostly OKC. But really, I think the Wolves should figure a way to make him stay. What do you guys think? Where will Jimmy Butler be next year? Will he leave the Wolves and go to a new team, or will he stay with the Wolves? Leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and share those with your friends, and subscribe for more videos like this one. This is TGTV Tank Mode, signing off.